I feel like most people that claim to be Christian or believe in a God or whatnot, I feel like those people don't think really, because I feel like just simple thought, simple simple thought would debunks the entire God, Christ, the whole everything. At least debunks it in the fashion that 85% of the population looks at it, which as true stories and not allegories. Um, it's at this point, it's cultish. It's like, first of all, the whole atheist thing, that's not even a thing. There's no such thing as an atheist. And if there is, it would literally mean that every last person on earth is an atheist. Other than that, there's no such thing as an atheist. Because you got to think, okay, if you're a Christian, do you believe in there, there's 10,000 plus religions, so I've heard, right? Um, do you believe in the God of Buddha if you're a Christian? So that would mean you're an atheist to the Buddhist religion. Do you believe in the God if you're a Christian? Do you believe in the Muslim God? Then that would mean you're an atheist to the Muslim religion. Um, See me, that's kind of my spark in life. That's always been my spark. As I've always functioned outside of the norm, purposely and naturally. That's been my natural. Um, that's been my natural addition to the world. Is I operate outside of the normal uh, facility, should I say? That's kind of like my thing. Um, I do that's done on purpose as well as subconsciously. Um, and I do that on purpose. Reason why I've always tried to operate outside of the normal thought process or what's normal is because I never wanted to be normal. I never wanted to live a humdrum life, do the same thing every day, day in, day out. I never wanted to operate like the rest of the people, you know, just being followers, follow everything you see, uh, not creating anything, not building anything, just jump. It's like just jumping into this pool of humans and you just swimming along with the rest of the humans instead of trying to maybe build a raft or swim to a different shore or explore, go a little deeper in the ocean, explore a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never wanted to be a part of the flock. That's never been my thing, even when I was a child. Because I've always felt like the flock was lazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, they want the bare minimum out of life. They just want to, whatever they got put in front of them, that's cool, that'll work. Whatever's here, whatever I see right in front of me, that'll work for me. I'm just gonna go with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't never been on that. You know what I'm saying? I've always wanted to go against the grain. So I've always went against the grain. I don't, I've never dressed in whatever the popular fashion thing was or whatever, I never wore that. I wore the opposite thing. I don't listen to the radio because that's programming. I don't want the same song playing in my head that's playing in your head. You know what I'm saying? Now we on the same vibration. We down there thinking the same shit. Nah, I don't want to be like you or nobody for that matter. And that's not a slight at you or nobody for that matter. I just want to be like me on my own vibration. So I don't listen to the radio. I don't watch TV. None of that. I haven't listened to the radio or watched TV since I was a kid. I mean, like actually listen to it for real. You know what I'm saying? Like I listen to talk radio. You know, I listen to talk radio stations like KERA, stuff like that. I don't listen to people. Guess what? When I say I never heard of Drake, I never heard Drake music, or I never heard a lot of these different artists. People be thinking I'm joking, or I'm trying to be funny or something, and I'm not. I really actually just don't listen to the radio. Like all the music that I hear, it's because I looked it up and played it. You know what I'm saying? Like I went on my little device, whatever it may have been at the moment. I searched that person's music. I either bought it or got it for free or however I got it, and that's how I listen to music. I don't let the radio tell me what's popular to me or what I should be listening to and that. Only time I'm listening to the radio is when I'm listening to news, and there's a reason for that. It's not just dry. It's because I don't want to be programmed like you. I don't want to think the things you're thinking. I don't want the same foods that you hungry for that day. I'm hungry for too, because we've been watching the same commercials all day. The same car that you want, I want, because of the commercial was playing earlier. The same chick you want, I want. The same everything. It's the same vibration. They programming y'all. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Y'all being programmed by all these different programs. You know what I'm saying? And that's why y'all stuck on Goofy. That's why a lot of y'all stuck on Goofy. Because you're not even being your real self. You're like a clone of yourself at this point. You know what I'm saying? You've been cloned. You're a clone of your real self. You're a human. Your human has been cloned. Now they had like this digital version of yourself. How do you prevent being a digital copy of yourself? You tap into yourself. You can't tap into yourself if you don't even know who you are. If you just following the lead of everything around you, you don't even know who you are to tap into yourself. The stuff that you thinking that you like, the stuff that you thinking that you own, you ain't even on that. You was programmed to be on that. You got to disconnect from the matrix. That's the matrix that we speak of. You got to disconnect from that to even find out who you really are. Would Neo have even known who he was if he had never been in Zion? If he had never disconnected from the matrix, from the battery thing or whatever, would he have ever known he was the most powerful person on the planet? He would have never even known that had he stayed connected to the matrix. It wasn't until he disconnected from the matrix that he knew his full potential. And for all y'all that haven't watched The Matrix, that's an issue. The Matrix, I would be willing to jump out there and say the Matrix is more important to know and understand than the Bible. The Matrix is almost like the new Bible. Straight up. If you go and watch The Matrix, Watch the whole series. That's damn near like reading the Bible, but like the new Millennium version. That's like the Matrix is the Millennium Bible, straight up. And Neo is basically the Jesus character. That didn't know that was the son, not the son of anybody. The most powerful thing in our universe, in our cipher. You got to go back and watch The Matrix. If you ain't watched it, and you'll understand a lot more shit that's going on. They put a lot of this madness in that movie, and did it. That movie is underrated. That movie does not get its full recognition. You know what I'm saying? Because that was a perfect breakdown on how this thing works. Perfect breakdown on how this thing works. And each character plays a vital role in depicting humans. Each character. They did kind of water it down, making like, I think it's like, how many Matrix movies was it? I think it was like four or five of them, something like that. I think they should have just stopped at like 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just, I think 2 would have been good. You needed a second one though. You needed a second one because you would have just been left in too much limbo. So you needed a second one, but after it would have been cool to leave everybody in limbo after the second one. That's cool to leave them in limbo on that. If they still in limbo on the second one, then that's just where you leave them at. Boom. But I think when they did kind of flood the market and just keep making them and all that, and people never really even understood the point they was trying to make with the first one, but they were still coming out with all these other ones and all that, when most of the people still needed to watch the first one. So I think maybe they should have came out with the other ones later, like right about now. Maybe some of the the 3s and 4s and all that should be coming out now, not back then. They shouldn't have flooded it back then like that. Everybody's still sad about this whole situation in Forest Hill or whatever. They done caught, I think one of the young men turned himself in. One of the young men got caught out of, he was in another city somewhere. I think it was called Livingston or something. I never even heard. It's so many. Texas so big. Every other day, like once a month, I hear about a whole new city that I never even heard of before. I'm talking about, I'm almost 50. And still, every day I hear, not every day, but a lot, I hear a new city in Texas. Or even when I'm doing deliveries or whatever, I'll pass through some city that I never even heard of. I'm like, okay, this is a city? I never even heard of it before. It's a whole town. They got a whole water tower and everything. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, damn, Texas got so many different cities that you never even heard of before. Like probably thousands of them. I wouldn't, if not thousands, I know it's definitely hundreds, a lot of hundreds of cities that you probably never even heard of before in Texas. Like Livingston, for example. That's one I never heard of until this particular situation. I never heard of Livingston. Apparently that's a city in Texas where one of the youngsters was at. There was a girl who, I don't know if she was, I don't know what's going on with the whole situation really. I'm trying to peep it out. You know, she on the girl that one of them got caught with. She online saying this, saying that, saying she didn't know, and she pleading her case online, which I really think she shouldn't be doing. The girl, she pleading her case online, and that's probably why they let her out. They probably let her out because they knew she was gonna do that. The feds or the laws or whatever, they smart. They not no dummies. They let her out because they knew she was gonna jump on social media and start saying all this stuff and all that. So they really trying to see. They know she not hard to. They can go grab her at any time. They trying to see what she gonna spit out, what she gonna, and she's doing exactly. She's doing exactly what they wanted her to do. You know what I'm saying? She no. Personally, I don't know, man. It's hard for me to even speak on any of this stuff because for one, it's street stuff, and then for two, it's extremely messy, and then for three, it's this baby was involved, man. So it's like extremely like a touchy subject. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I hate even have that speaking on it, but that's kind of what's going on right now. And this in my part of the neck of the woods. So it's almost like I half-ass gotta speak on it. But it's like, I know when we on the block, we talk about it. We hanging out on the block. We talk. Everybody is sad about this. Everybody. I'm talking about from the hardest gangster to the softest guppy. Everybody is sad about the baby. I haven't spoken to not one person that was not sad about this. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, um, you know, it's like a energy in the air of kind of like, where do we go from here? Even though this ain't the first time, this ain't the first or the last time something like this is gonna happen, unfortunately. But it's still like I don't know, I guess humans, we feel like we can fix everything. I don't know why we feel like that. We feel like we can fix everything, like, you know. So I guess that's the energy of like, how do we fix this? How do we beat this? How do we get ahead of this? But we think we gods, but we not. We can't fix every goddamn thing. We can't. We gotta be real about that. We can't fix every goddamn thing. We can fucking figure out a way to. I can't say we're gonna be able to stop anything, but you know what I know about the world? What's popular controls the mentality of 85% of the people. Whatever's popular. So we gotta make something else popular. That's what we gotta do. We gotta make something else popular. It can't be friendly, because for some reason, friendly shit just don't it don't make it to the top. I don't know why. We evil. People evil by so I don't know, we evil or something. I don't know why we so into evil shit so much. Why the evil stuff makes it to the top. So we gotta make something popular. We gotta do it. We gotta do like a magic trick. You know what I'm saying? We gotta make something popular that appears to be evil, but really is not evil, and make it popular. And then have all the kids doing that. I don't know what that. I ain't got that far to know what that thing is yet. I'm just saying we need to make something popular that all the kids could grab onto. But ain't nothing. It ain't weenie though. It ain't weenie. In their eyes, it ain't weenie type activity. It's still something that they can do and hold their head up high with it, or and it needs to be popular. We got to make something popular, like getting money. That's a thing. That's kind of evil, but doesn't necessarily have to be. You know, can do can be can be evil or good. You know, getting money. We need to make getting money popular. I guess that's already popular though. But is it popular in a negative light? Or is it popular in a positive? We need to make it popular in a positive light. Like trading stocks, crypto, getting into all this different. I guess we've been preaching all that stuff though, none of that stuff. I don't know, it's tough, it's rough, man. We've been preaching all this different stuff, and it's still, motherfuckers still crashing out. Like, god damn. And then too, it's like, with that particular situation, it's like, you can't really, I mean, you hurt because of the baby and all that, but it's like, you don't even know why. People ain't just doing no wild stuff for nothing either, though, most of the time. And I'm not saying that they was right and doing everything they did and all none of that. What I'm saying is, I don't know what nobody was into. So I can't really just be like, it's sad for this or sad for, I'm sad for the baby. Both of them cats on both sides of the coin, as far as the grown people, y'all made that bed. Y'all horrible at making beds. Horrible at making beds. But y'all made that bed. That baby didn't make that bed. That baby was expecting you to make her bed. But I don't know, man. It's I don't know why. It's like this ain't new. This ain't new. I think people just fed up. People fed up with all this madness. And it's not, we can't blame it on the guns. I keep hearing people trying to blame it on the guns and all that. It's not the guns. I could take a knife and go kill a bunch of people. Well, probably not a bunch of people. I think after you stab so many people, somebody gonna get on your ass. You could. I've heard stories where multiple people got stabbed and shit. I was like, how that happen? I feel like after the first, while you stabbing dude, I'm finna be picking up something, a pipe or something. You might get one or two people. You know what I'm saying? You might get, okay, the first person, he didn't know you was finna go on a stabbing spree. So he just automatically get it. The second person don't really know yet either. And until you hear the first person hollering and shit. The second person, he kind of aware, but he still gets snuck. Because he was just so close to the situation. Now the third person, he should have been up, picked up some shit and beat a nigga in the head with it. Your knife ain't gonna do shit if I got a motherfucking pole, a iron pole or something, or a bat or something I can swing at your bitch ass. Or a longer knife or whatever. Something I can pick up. A trash can, whatever. A chair. Something. Shit, whatever's handy. A brick. Somebody in the third person should have got active. In a stabbing spree. I don't know, I heard about a stabbing spree one time. I forgot what I was watching. It was some dude. Oh, fuck. I be going off on tangents. I don't know how I even started talking about a stabbing spree. You know what I'm saying? But I forgot what I was watching. I was watching something. I think it might have been some British, because in UK, in the UK, they be stabbing each other. They don't have guns like we got guns over here. They got knives, they be stabbing each other. I think it was over there. And somebody that went on a stabbing spree. I think he stabbed like 10 people, something like that. I'm like, damn, how that many people get stabbed? Like, I feel like somebody need to knock his ass out by the time he get to like number 3, 4-ish. 1 really, but I'm saying like if he just a beast with it, he a Wolverine knife slinger. You know what I'm saying? By the time he gets to that 3rd person, somebody should have picked up something. And if y'all ain't got no guns around, somebody should have picked up something. It should be like multiple people done ran. I don't know, but I feel like by then something need to happen to dude or something. Somebody pick up something to hit him in the head with it. That's what I would do. Somebody got a knife. That's the first thing I'm doing, trying to find something that's longer than their knife. Shit. A pole, anything where I can contact them before they get to me. Not, you don't let no 9, 10 people get stabbed. Hell no, y'all gotta whoop his ass. That's 9, 10 people that could have been on his ass. But I don't know, he could have been, they could have been all women. He could have been going for the weak. He probably searching out the weak people that he knew wasn't gonna do nothing. I don't know, you never know. It's a bunch of crazy people, man. I thought I was gonna have to pop a dude. I was on the bus one time. I mean, on the train. Me and my son was on the train in downtown Dallas. And I thought I was gonna have to pop a dude. Cause my son was sitting, he wasn't sitting with me because the train was so crowded. We had to sit in kind of like 2 different places. So it was like some creepy dude kind of standing where my son was at. And he was looking at my son all creepy and shit. But I don't think he knew. I think he thought my son was by himself. I don't think he knew that I was with him. I was with my son. I had the thing on me. I had that bitch. Not only did I have that hoe on me, I had that hoe ready to go. And I'm standing right there waiting on him to make any type of crazy move. I'm finna pop dude right on this train. Straight up. This dude looking at my son crazy. You know what I'm saying? It might have been me though. I might have been tripping and shit. He probably wasn't even looking at him crazy. He probably just looked crazy and I'm tripping. It could have been that too. But either way, I don't give a fuck. You gonna keep your bitch ass away from my kids. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn if I'm wrong. I might be wrong in the situation. Oh well, you should have kept your distance. Goddamn me. I don't even give a fuck when it comes to my babies and shit. And we was on the train and dude looking at him crazy and looked at my baby crazy. Even in my mind, but I be tripping sometimes too though. I think I got a little what they call it? I'm a little it's a name for that. When you kinda like you kinda crazy. It's not crazy. I forgot what it's called, man. Where you fucking over like I don't know, like I be thinking the worst and shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people don't even be tripping. I be thinking they tripping and shit. I forgot what you call that. And I be snapping on people tripping and shit. That's why I'm a loner too though. Because I be tripping too. And I recognize that about myself. So I try to not be around people all the time and all that. Because I don't want to be snapping on folks and all that. And it be for nothing. It be something I done made. Like they don't even be tripping on me and shit. But in my head, they said hi. They could say hi. Hey, how you doing? And I be in my head, he done just said, you know, he want to fight. You know what I'm saying? To me, he done charred me up. You know what I'm saying? He sizing me up now. You know what I'm saying? I think the nigga sizing me up. What you mean, high, nigga? That's me. What you mean, high, nigga? What the fuck you mean, nigga? Ain't nothing. What's something about me look like I'm saying high, nigga? I be tripping. In my head, that's me. Not, I don't be going off on people like that, but I'm saying my energy be like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that. I don't like that. I hate that about myself. That's one thing I hate about myself, is that how I'm not social. I used to be like a social butterfly when I was a kid, when I was younger and all that. I wouldn't give a like. It's kind of like life beat you up or something. You don't fuck with people like that no more. But when I was a kid, I was just like, hey, I'm talking to everybody, woo 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 woo. Everywhere I go, I'm in love with people. Now what? Man, I'm looking at folks crazy. I'm sizing them up. They sizing me up. I'm looking like I don't want you to say hi type of shit. I'm goddamn me. And I don't even like it. But I still can't help but still act like that. I don't get it. It's like I don't even like acting like that, but I can't help acting like that. I don't know if that makes sense to some people. It makes perfect sense to me. Or some other people might not understand that. And I be driving folks away. A lot of my baby mamas and shit, they used to tell me that. Damn, you tripping on me, I ain't even did shit. And in my mind, they done just straight up disrespecting me to the fullest, woo, 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 woo. And they probably hadn't even done shit for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a medical term for the shit. I just can't remember the name of it. It's kind of like where you got split personalities a little bit. Kind of like, it's a name for it though. I be on that. I be tripping. So I be like, nah, it's best I don't even be around folks. I need to be not around folks, like minimally, as minimal as possible. I don't even like going in the grocery store, none of that shit. I hate that shit. I hate going there talking to people. I hate that. I hate talking to folks. All that. I'm trying to get up out of that shit. That's why I want to do the interviews and all that. I want to do the interview. It's a selfish thing. I want to do the interview so I can get back social. So I can see if I can get back liking people and stuff. I don't want to do the interview. It ain't just a YouTube thing or just a monetary or business idea or no shit like that. It's a fucking therapeutic thing for me. I want to do the shit because I want to fucking not be a fucking introvert and all that and fucking trip out on everybody for nothing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think, you know what it is? I got to fall back in love with people. I think somewhere down the line, throughout all my street shit, through all this and that and the third, through this, that, and the third, just life in general, I fell out of love with people some kind of way. And when I was younger, I still was in love with people. You know? I'm not even blaming on people. Because I could say, oh, you know, this person did this person did that, this person did this. But no matter what I say, that's just regular life. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody else, they going through the same shit. This person did them that too. This other person did them that too. That's just life. So whining about it ain't gonna change shit. But it's like, damn, it's like, whatever happened in my life, it beat me up to the point to where I don't trust people. I don't like them. I don't even want to talk to them. I hate going to the grocery store, any of that type of shit. I hate speaking to motherfuckers. I do it because I was raised on Southern hospitality. And that's just it's almost like a automatic thing. I don't even try to do it no more. I mean, I'm going to be hospitable, just automatic. But I don't really mean it. I don't mean it. I don't give a fuck about your day. Your day could go horrible. The rest of your day could go horrible. I wouldn't even give a fuck. Straight up. I'm just being honest. It could go good too, and I wouldn't give. Like, I'm neutral on it. I don't want it to go bad or nothing, but I don't necessarily want it to go good. I don't necessarily give a fuck either way. It's like I'm numb to a lot of shit. I'm numb to life. I done got numb. I'm a fucking vampire or something. I done got numb to life. It's like now you just feed on life. That's why I say I'm a vampire. Now you just feed on life to stay alive type shit. But it ain't like you really give a fuck. A vampire don't give a fuck about life. They just feed on it. They give a fuck about it to the degree that they need it to survive. But they don't really give a fuck about it. They feel like they done surpassed it. They feel like they done surpassed it. They feel like Neo. Neo is like a vampire. That's why in the movie, you see how Neo, they moving all quick, they flying, doing all that's all the same stuff vampires do. They just done figured it out. So they flying above the Matrix. They not a battery. The vampire just figured out a way to not be a battery. That's why they live forever and all that. They figured out a way to not be a battery. That's what Neo did. Figure out a way to not be the battery. That's what you got to do to win. You got to have your own battery. You got to have some people being your battery. It's built on being a battery. You just got to not be the battery. Stocks, I think maybe trading stocks is probably one of the only ways to success. If you can master that, you can obtain success without having other people as your batteries. That's probably one of the only lanes. And even that, once you get it to a certain level, you still gonna need to plug some batteries into it. So it's like that's just how this economy, that's how this whole matrix thing works. It has to have batteries. So everybody can't be a boss. But every melanated person can be a boss though. Everybody can't be a boss though. I'm just gonna let you sit on that and smoke it. Put that in your bong and smoke it. Everybody can't be a boss, but all melanated people can be a boss. I'm standing on that. What's a boss? It's not management. I heard somebody the other day say management was a boss. No. You managing McDonald's, that's not a boss. The one that hired you to manage the McDonald's is the boss. That's the one who owns the McDonald's, not the management. The management is the highest paid worker. He's just the head work. The management is the head worker. He's not the boss. Y'all need to get that clear. Cause I be pulling up at some of these deliveries I be making. It be some of these management dudes. They be thinking they the boss and shit. Yeah, I'm the boss. Nigga, you ain't the boss. Nigga, I'm shit. You speaking for the boss. You the boss assistant, nigga. What you talking about? And I'm not knocking people having no management job. That's a good job. But what I'm saying is not the boss though. Let's get it clear. We're gonna be clear when we talk. We're gonna call it, what do we say? We're gonna call a spade a spade. We're gonna be clear when we talk. And management is not a boss. You're now your workers probably call you they boss. You're a boss to some people, but you're not a boss or the boss. Let's get it clear. It's the person that owns the establishment that hired you as the management. That's the boss. You know what I'm saying? That's the one who owns the company. A boss is a person that owns their company. Period. You don't own your company, you ain't the boss. Period. That's bottom line. I don't give a damn. You could have a t-shirt business that you selling doing on Etsy or whatever, and you don't make but $100 a month, but you a boss in that particular cipher. You're a boss. That's your company. It don't matter if it's making 10 cents a day. That's your, you know what I'm saying? That's your company. You're not a big boss. You work you on your way. You working your way up to being a big boss, but you still the boss. You in there though. You in the club. You're a boss. You got your own. You know, when you file your taxes, you filing, uh, you know, all your different write offs and all that. That's how you filing. You're a boss. How you file on your taxes really what make you a boss or not. If you filing as a worker, you not a boss. I mean, that ain't really, that's just me talking shit right now. That ain't really no important conversation. It's not even really important to know the difference between a boss or not. I'm just saying some shit because I heard somebody talking the other day talking about if you want to be a boss, be a management. Nah, there ain't no boss. You working for the boss. Fuck out here. I be pulling up on some of these deliveries, and they be thinking they the boss and shit, the management. And I'm like, dude, on the cool, I really only talk to bosses. You know what I'm saying? I'm making these deliveries for the boss. The boss ordered this. You just here to accept it, receive it or whatever. But the person that owned the company or whatever, he ordered this. He or she ordered this. The boss. I'm making the delivery to them. You here to oversee it, but you're not no boss or nothing like that. So lower your motherfucking tone. You know what I'm saying? You know, and even if it ain't even about that. Really, it's more about calling a spade a spade. All this fake. No, I ain't with the whole fake it till you make it thing. I think that's stupid. No, you shouldn't fake it till you make it. That's dumb. Why? You should never fake it. You should never be fake. Be real the whole time. That's why I don't understand why a lot of these niggas even be rapping about all this gangster shit and all that. They ain't even on that. And killing people at the car wash and killing people and all that ain't gangster. I don't know why everybody got people thinking that being a mass murderer is gangster. That ain't gangster. That's stupid. A gangster ain't finna do no whole bunch of murdering and all that because they trying to make money. A gangster trying to make money. They not trying to. They ain't want no whole bunch of killing going on and all that. They're gonna make the money hot. There ain't no gangsters doing all the killing and all that. That's the motherfucking thugs doing all the killing and all that. The thugs is the hired workers for the gangsters. That's why I don't be understanding when these niggas be saying, "Oh, them niggas ain't gangsters. They don't even do their own killings." No, the gangster rarely does the killing. You fucking goofies. That's the workers that do the killings. The thugs. I'm not trying to put no light or no glorification on none of that goofy shit. I'm just telling y'all how it works for real. Cause a lot of y'all is just green. Y'all just speaking on, just speaking on shit. Dry and shit. But that ain't how it work. The real gangsters and all that, they don't never do no hits and all that. That ain't true. The real gangsters is send niggas to do the hits and all that. The niggas that's getting sent, they not the gangsters. They the fucking thugs. You can't get sent. Can't no gangster no nigga can't send no gangster to do nothing. The fuck is y'all talking about? You getting sent, you ain't no gangster. You a worker. You know what I'm saying? That ain't no good place to be. And you the one gonna end up doing 1,000,000 years and all that. The gangster don't ever do 1,000,000 years. The gangster do a little time, get out and shit. The nigga doing 1,000,000 years, them the ones that get thrown to the wolves and all that. You doing the hits and all the wild shit. Y'all be thinking that y'all getting put in some good position because you doing the hits. Nah, you getting crashed the fuck out. And that ain't gangster. The gangster the one with all the money that sent your dumb ass. That's the gangster. He dumb too though. I'm not putting don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that the gangster is a good part of the cipher. He a goofy too. I'm just saying the gangster is the one with the money and the one that's sending the shit and doing all the dumb shit. The gangster is not the flunky that's going out and getting 1,000,000 years. That's not gangster. There's nothing gangster about that. Gangster is getting money. The gangsters is getting money. You think El Chapo was out here riding? El Chapo, I ain't gonna lie, he probably did all kind of crazy shit. But I'm saying for the most part, he probably didn't even want no heat either. He probably just wanted to get money. He probably was just over the top with the shit when it did come his way. But I'm saying most of them gangsters and all that, they don't want all that shit going on. They want to get the money. They trying to get money. I guess El Chapo and them probably different though. They probably did want a lot of the other murder shit going on and all that, because with them, it's a power dynamic to their whole little situation. So they probably got to do so much of that stuff just to stay in power. The way that stuff work out there, it's probably a whole different dynamic. But out here, it ain't all that and all that. They be killing for nothing. Be dumb shit. And it be a lot of robbery too going on. That's another thing wrong with us as black men. We always got to take somebody else's stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's a problem too. We create problems with that because now we done made ourselves a target. So we take something, we done made ourselves a target, and now everybody that's around us is a target too now. You know what I'm saying? So that's why that's a problem. Y'all think y'all doing all these robberies and all that. Y'all think y'all getting away with that shit. But nah, y'all ain't get away with that shit. Y'all just done made somebody else want to kill your ass. So now you got multiple. You done did all these robberies and all that. You got multiple people want to get at you. You don't know what's gonna happen, when it's gonna happen, and you might have your babies with you. You might have your mama and them with you. You might have anybody with you. So you gotta watch what you doing to protect your people too. It ain't just about you. You gotta watch what the fuck you doing out here, because that shit could come back on your people. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be thinking about your people too. You a man. Men, we gotta move different. That's why men, you ain't ever noticed that men, we are super respectful and polite to each other in public. You know what I'm saying? That's on purpose, because we know that we both some killers. We know that. We know that if it pop off, we know that it could go up in a split second. It could go from polite to mass murder scene. We know that about each other. So we respectful to each other as men. We men. So just as we can be violent and all that, on the extreme of that level, we can be as hospitable, as polite, as, not negative, as positive, just as we can be negative. That's a part of being a man. You got to stand on that positivity too. It ain't just about being tough and all that. It's about standing on some positive shit, some real shit too. It's more about that than knowing how to fight and knowing how to be violent and knowing all this stuff about violence and all that. It's more about being positive and not fighting and not being violent and not peace. It's harder to be peaceful. That's why it's easier to be violent. It's easy to snap the fuck out. Fuck this shit. Everybody just start throwing punches. That's what you be wanting to do. Fuck this shit. You try to get your refund and shit, you go to the store. You had bought some bullshit, you try to get a refund and shit, they had that bullshit about your money and all that. You got damn me. You want to just start punching. Motherfucker, I said, get my money back. Throw something at they bitch ass. You know what I'm saying? But you can't do that. That ain't being a man. That's what I'm saying. Being a man is restraint. And, not being negative and all that. Even when you feeling negative, that's what I'm saying. Even when you feel like being negative. That's being a man is kind of like doing all the stuff, going against all the stuff you really want to do. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what that being a man is. All the stuff that you want to do is irresponsible and gonna cause drama, you know? So don't, you gotta fight against that stuff. Like you wanna fuck these hoes. That's gonna cause drama. You're gonna have babies everywhere. You're gonna get sick. You're gonna this. You're gonna that. Okay, you wanna fight. You wanna, somebody talking crazy to you, you wanna fight them. They probably they might shoot you. They might even fight harder than you. You might get beat up. There's a whole bunch of negative shit can happen. Your actions is what causes shit. So you gotta fucking think. You gotta really start thinking. You gotta play chess when you out here in these streets and all that. Just in life in general, you gotta be playing chess. because it could go either way at any time, you know? So that's really why you want to spread positive energy too, because the energy that you putting out there in the world is kind of what you get back. So if you out here riding and sliding and I'm going to do this to a nigga when I see him and this, that, and the third, I'm this, that, and the third, I'm the baddest nigga alive. And if that's the energy you putting out there, you going to run into that same energy going to come back. Oh, okay, you the baddest nigga alive? Nah, nigga, I'm the baddest nigga alive. It's like the Red Hope. You gonna invent the Red Hope. Nah, nigga, you the strongest nigga? Oh, well, I'm the strongest nigga and I got fire, nigga. So it's like, that's creating that energy, just that energy alone is gonna create the Red Hope. And even if you win, it might create the Red Hope and you still could defeat the Red Hope. But still, you done tore down the city. You done tore down the city now. The fight with the Red Hulk and the Green Hulk tear down the city. So don't create the Red Hulk. Don't put out the negative energy. Just, you know what I'm saying? You feeling negative, go do some push-ups. Go punch on a punching bag. Go, I don't know, figure out what you can do best to let out your negative energy. Me, I smoke and do push-ups. And yeah, sometimes I yell. Sometimes I be in the car and I just yell. Ah! Ah! If anybody see me, they probably think I'm a fucking nut. But sometimes I get in the car and I turn the music up so people will think I'm singing the song or something or whatever. And I just be yelling. Ah! Ah! It be somebody I need to let out. It be some energy I need to let out. I don't know where it came from. It just be angry energy. I need to let it out. If I don't let it out, I'm gonna talk crazy to somebody or something gonna shake if I don't let it out. And it could go bad for me or them or whatever. I don't want it to go bad for nobody. So when you got that negative energy, you gotta figure out a way to let it out without letting it out crazy mode. You know what I'm saying? And that's feminine too. That's feminine. Want to fight all the time and want to be violent and all, that's feminine. Men, we don't be, it ain't we. That's what I was saying before when I said we be polite to each other, respectful, because we know how violent other men. We know how we can get. We know how we gonna get. We know how the other man gonna get. We violent. We violent creatures. Men, we are. That's how we in wars all the time. We always starting wars, all this type of shit. We always stuck on violence. So we know that about each other. That's why we have to be hospitable. But all this gang war and y'all beefing back and forth and all that, what is it really about though? Like, does somebody owe somebody some money, or is it just a thing to where now it's a blood feud, to where now I got to get my get back now? Is it that, or is it like somebody owes somebody some money, somebody done robbed somebody, owe somebody some money? What is it, man? I wish niggas would just stop. Just fucking get a job or something. Or whatever. Or start a business. Do a lawn care service. Go get your barber license. Get your CDL. It's so many different ways to live your life that's better than fucking worrying about having to sit up in a cell and shit for 1,000 years and all this type of shit. It's so many different ways. It's so many different little hustles you can do. T-shirt business. It's so many different business you can do right from your phone or right from your tablet or whatever. You can put that same, use that aggression on that. I do that too. Use your aggression on your business. Instead of quit drinking the Kool-Aid. Y'all drinking the Kool-Aid. And y'all think y'all supposed to be gangsters and all that. Y'all ain't supposed to be no gangster, man. That ain't what you supposed to be doing. You supposed to be doing something great. That's really peon shit. You really like your goals is really, if you trying to be a gangster, really your goals is really some peon shit. Because really a gangster is really a peon on the grand scheme of things. You think the niggas out here really getting to the bag is gangsters? I mean, they kind of move like gangsters because how they move through this matrix with their lawyers and all that. They would appear to be gangsters, but I'm saying, like, for real though, you think they out here doing crimes and all that and sliding and riding and all? No, they not. They figuring out, you know, real estate, stocks, this, online marketing, you know, coding, this, that, and the third. The people that's getting to the bag, they ain't trying to be no motherfucking gangster. They don't give a fuck about that. If they need some gangster shit to happen, they'll call the police. And the police will do the gangster shit. They ain't thinking about trying to be no gangster. They get fuck less. The people that's really getting to the bag, the people that's living in these big nights, the niggas that y'all be hating on, the ones y'all be wanting to rob and all that, y'all be hating on them and all that. Them niggas, they ain't not trying to be no gangster. Fuck being a gangster. That's the stupidest job at this point. Trying to be a gangster. That's dumb at this point. It's too many cameras. It's too much. You can't even really be that for real. You can't enforce it. You can't really enforce your gangster now. You can say you a gangster and all that, but you can't really enforce it for real. You can, but you're gonna look stupid. You're gonna do something stupid. You're gonna be on camera. It's gonna look corny. You can't get away with being a gangster no more. And we used to get away with it because there were no cameras and nobody had no camera phone recording us and all that. We was doing all kind of shit. Ain't none of that shit on camera. Now, every goddamn thing you do is on camera. You can sneeze, you can fart. They got your fart on camera. They can see it. They got a thermal camera. They can see your fart. I'm saying? You thought you got away with farting. You didn't. They caught it on camera. You know what I'm saying? You thought you slick got away with it and shit. You blame you blame the other person in line and shit. You said, "Well, me, that was the person in front of me." Nah, that was you. They got it on camera. I'm just saying, you can't get away with nothing. I don't give a damn what it is. You ain't finna get away with it. At this point, you trying to go to jail. At this point, if you talking about you a gangster and a criminal and all that type of shit, you basically want to go to jail. Either you basically saying, put me in jail or murder me. That's basically what you're saying if you trying to be a gangster right now. And neither one of those options work. Neither one of those options are a successful business plan. Going to jail or going dead. Neither one of those are a successful business option. That's all I'm saying. Neither one of those will work for anybody. So let's do something different. Is what I'm saying. It's hard. I know it's rough. I don't know how we change the shit around. I don't know how the fuck we get past all that. I don't know how we do that. Because like I said, it could be a blood feud. It could just be to where, that's how that game bang shit be. It be, so many people on this side done got hit. So now they gotta avenge their brothers. And I know it sounds crazy, but that's shit. That's kind of what be going on. And then it just go on and on and on and on. That's kind of what was going on in L.A. That's all with all that game banging stuff. It be back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then it be people that get caught up in it that don't even be having nothing to do with it, too. And that'd be one of the main issues right there. Is when it be people get caught up in it that ain't got nothing to do with it. Religion. I think that was my title. I forgot my title, but I know it had something to do with religion. It's too. I really don't believe in this stuff. I feel like it's not that I want to not believe. People think that if you saying that you don't believe in a God and all that, they think that you saying that you purposely are doing that. Like you are making the choice to not believe in. No, I'm not making a choice. I'm a realist. I don't lie to myself about anything. I literally just don't believe in that story to be real. I don't believe that to be a thing. I don't think that there's some little guy in the clouds with sandals that created the sun and all stuff. I don't believe none of that. I don't believe that some guy was swallowed by a whale and stayed in his stomach for whatever many days or whatever. I don't believe that. I don't believe that the guy split the ocean in half or the sea in half or whatever, or fed 1 million people off of one fish and all this different stuff. I don't believe none of that stuff. Just like I don't believe Harry Potter, the stories of Harry Potter. Just like I don't believe the Marvel stories. I like the Marvel stories. I've been studying those stories since I was a kid. I used to collect the comic books and everything. But I don't necessarily believe it to be a true thing. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with the Bible and all that. I think a lot of the Bible is good information. I think if you haven't read the Bible, you're doing yourself an injustice. I do believe that. But do I believe that there's a God and all that? No, I don't believe that that's a thing. I think that humans are too into themselves. So what they had to do was they had to make it like there's a grand human. That's kind of what they're saying with the whole God concept. They're saying that there's a grand human. You know what I'm saying? That's humans worshiping humans. We do it all the time. All throughout life, we worship other humans for different things. That's all that was. That was humans worshiping other humans. So we had to make it seem like there was a human that created this whole situation. We want to think that we're just this divine thing. That's, more divine than all the other creatures on the earth. More divine than all the other plants on the earth. More divine than every other living thing on the earth. We're just the most important thing. And we're so important to the level of the thing that created all of this looks like us. You see what I'm saying? It's arrogant. It's an arrogant concept, and it's really kind of ridiculous to me that we think that, this God thing is a human and all. We even say amen. We say amen. So we basically saying that this God thing is a man. So how would a man, I don't know any man that can create a sun, that can create a star, create a whatever. I don't know a man that can do that. So you can't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining. I'm not going. You see what I'm saying? So I never bought into that. Even when I was a child, I wanted to buy into that. It's not a thing to where I'm like, oh, I'm anti, the God thing and all that. It's not like that. With me, it's a thing to where I wish it was a thing. Like, I wish the God thing was a real thing. I really wish that was a thing for real. That'd be fucking awesome. If there was like this Thanos type, entity that I could talk to and all, I would think that was cool as shit. But I really just don't really feel like that's a thing. I don't lie to myself. I don't lie to people and I don't lie to myself. So I can't just dry say I believe in a thing when I don't. And then too, I feel like this too. If there was really a God, and the God is all knowing and all that, if I say I believe in it, wouldn't the God know I was lying? You know what I'm saying? The God would know I was lying. If I say I believe in this whole concept, it's in the thing, I just dry act like I believe in it and all that. Wouldn't the God thing know I was lying? The God thing be like, nah, he lying. He don't believe in this bullshit. He would know, because he all knowing, right? And then, how would the God thing be a he, too? Just like you hear me saying he. Why would the God be a he? So it's a man, I don't follow no man. That's my thing. I don't follow no man. Because how I feel like is, I'm a human put on this earth just like the next man. So why would I follow another man? It doesn't make any sense. I'm a man just like he is. Why would I follow him? He should be following me, I feel like. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to follow anybody. I might get some advice from you. I might learn something from people. You know, I've had teachers in my life that I've learned stuff from and all that were men. But I'm not going to follow any man. I'm not going to put myself in anybody's organization where I'm number 2 or I'm number 3 or number 4 or any of that. I'm going to always be the lead of my cipher, period. I don't follow no man. I don't follow no man's philosophy and none of that. I may get ideas and I may learn stuff from different people's philosophies, but as far as me following it, I don't follow any man, anybody's philosophy. I follow my own philosophy because I feel like my rendition of this earth is just as important or has just as much value as anybody else's, to include Moses or Isaiah or whoever else, or Adam or Eve or whoever. However they looked at the earth, the world, I feel like however I look at the world has just as much value. You see what I'm saying? Because of my life, whoever wrote the Bible, they were telling a story. Like each story that was written, they were telling a story according to how that was their perception of this thing we call life or whatever. Okay? My perception, if I would have been alive at that time, my perception might have been different from them. Now, did that make my perception or their perception incorrect? No. That made it two different perceptions. Two people can be looking at the exact same thing and have a totally different perception of what it is or a breakdown of what it could be. So that's what I'm saying. What gives Moses or whoever perception more value than mine? Nothing. That's just another human. You see what I'm saying? And I feel like mine has even more value because mine has more data. I'm not Moses. I'm in a day and a time where we got computers, Google, this, that, and the third. We can fly here, do this, do that. My data, the library of data that I have to make my decisions on whatever concept I come up with, my data is way far more spread than Moses or whoever else. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I actually feel like my opinion on the matter and how I look at how Earth was created or any of this stuff, whatever I come to, whatever decision I come to on that, I think that has more value than whoever wrote the Bible, because whoever wrote the Bible didn't have Google, didn't have GPS, didn't have cell phones, didn't have planes, didn't have you see what I'm saying? So they didn't have the data, didn't have millions and millions and millions of hard drives of data, didn't have Chat GPT, didn't have universities, well, they might have had universities, didn't have a lot of stuff that we have to draw information from. So it's like, I feel like how I feel about it has even more value. I feel like if I wrote a Bible, it would make more sense than the Bible that they wrote. You see what I'm saying? Because the Bible that I write would be tied into what's really going on now. What they were writing was according to what was going on then. That's why I got all this crazy stuff in it. You see, you like, oh, what is it saying right there? Oh, is it saying kill the babies? Oh, that's crazy. But back during that time, that probably was a thing. You see what I'm saying? So I don't buy into none of that. None of the religious stuff. To me, that's all just you being a follower. And you following other people. Because no one on the planet knows how or if the world began. No one knows that. No, not one person. Not one person that ever existed ever knew that. Not any caveman, not any no one. No one ever knew how or if the world began. No one knows that. So if no one knows that and someone comes trying to tell me this is how it began, off top I already know they bullshitting me. Right off top. I ain't even got to go deep and dive deep into it. Right off top, I already know they bullshitting me. Because we already know that no one knows. So if no one knows, how are you coming to me trying to tell me a story about how it began? That contradicts the fact that no one knows. You see what I'm saying? No one was there. If this world was created, let's say this world was created by an asteroid or whatever, however it was created. The universe was created by whatever biological process that happened. Do you think there was a human there that was there to write down some notes, and he had a big ink pen? You know, when he had a when the world began, he had a big ink pen and he wrote down notes on how the world be. How did that happen? There was no way that happened. If the world began, which we don't even know if it began or not, if it began, it could be eternal. This whole universe could be eternal. It could never have even began for all we know. It could just been always have just existed. There could not even been a beginning for all we know. But let's say it did begin. How would a human know how it began, why it began, this, that, and the third about how, who created it, how it was created? How would a human know that? There's no possible way for a human to know that. So if a human comes to you and say, hey, I know how the world began, right off top, you know they lying. You know right off top, you already know, they finna tell me some bullshit. That's how I look at religion. That's religion to me. So right off top, when they come and say, the word of God created this, that, and the third, and then created this, then created that. This is a human telling me how the world was created, how the sun was created. You know what I'm saying? How in the hell is a human telling me this? It makes no sense. You don't know. Just like when they be saying, a billion years ago, this happened. You don't know what happened a billion. Get the fuck out of here. Y'all believe in it. That's another thing what I was saying about how y'all worship humans. Y'all worship them so much, y'all actually think they know what they talking about when they say something about what happened a billion years ago. Y'all be like, okay, that's what happened. They say, a billion years ago, this thing happened. A human does not know what happened a billion years ago. I don't give a damn what scientific experiment you did, what hydrogen map, what do they call it, when they put the hydrogen on the stuff and they get the year. I don't give a fuck what you did or whatever. You don't know what the hell was going on a billion years ago. I don't give a damn what experiment you did. It doesn't matter. You don't know anything could have been happening. It could have been a whole different scenario. This planet probably might not even existed. It might have been a whole different thing going on. You don't know. You have no idea what happened a billion years ago. I don't give a damn what science experiment you do. I don't give a damn what you find, what fossil you find. I don't give a damn what, nothing. You as a human have no way of knowing what happened a billion years ago. Period. No way. There's no experiment, nothing. Nothing that you can do to explain and be accurate of what happened a billion years ago. So that's another way that we worship humans. We worship like the smart ones. We think that they really know what they're talking about. They say, this dinosaur is 2 billion years old. It lived in this time. Whatever they say, we're like, okay, the dinosaur did this, and the third. They are taking a highly educated guess. Now, on the dinosaurs and all that, their guesses are a little more correct because it's not a billion years ago. You see what I'm saying? It's 1,000 years ago. It's 2,000 years. It's a amount of years ago to where we still have fossils. We still have things. We can kind of put the puzzle pieces together a little bit. We kind of say, this is this. Okay, this may be this. But even then, it's still kind of an educated guess. It's still not necessarily a fact. A billion years ago, we don't have anything factual from a billion years ago. Nothing. Only thing that we know is nothing. They seduce it. Let me get y'all up to speed. We know nothing. You are up to speed. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We don't know what happened a billion years ago. We don't know. We don't know where this planet came from. We don't know where this universe came from. We don't know where the sun came from. All the stuff that we saying, we just guessing. We specks of dust. In this universe, a human is a speck of atom speck of dust. How do we create anything? In this universe, if you compare a human to the universe, that's like a a particle of a water droplet in a rainstorm. Not even a particle of it. Like a not even an ant. An ant is a god. If you an ant, if you take an ant and you size it to be like the universe. I mean, an ant is like a god to a human. You know what I'm saying? A human is like it's like a dust, a speck of nothingness. How would a human know how? That's like saying an ant know how to how to build a bus. A ant to an ant, a bus is like this unimaginable thing that doesn't even really exist for real, because they can't even get past the tire. You know, like to them the tire is like God or something. Like to them a tire on a bus is like a god. So like a bus to an ant is like an unimaginable thing. That's the universe to us. And but even broader though, even bigger than an ant in a bus. Like the size is even farther spread than the ant in a bus. More like a particle, an atom particle, and a whale. Bigger than that though. So we mean nothing to this universe is what I'm saying. We literally mean nothing. To this whole cipher, to this whole universe, we literally mean nothing. But somehow we've came up with this concept that we built this. We made this whole thing. We created this whole thing. That's crazy to me to think that. To think that there's some human or some human-like entity that watches over this whole cipher. He built the cipher. He's jealous of other guys like him. All this type of stuff, that sounds crazy, man. That's too movie. We make movies. We write short stories. We do all that type of stuff. What makes y'all think we weren't doing it back then? We do that. We write short stories. We write plays. Our imagination is broad. So what makes you think in the biblical times or whatever, these people wasn't on the same stuff? And then another reason why I don't follow that stuff, why would we have the same, this is something I never could understand. Why do we have the same religion as y'all think that, a lot of y'all don't think that we natives here. So let's run with that. Let's run where we were brought from Africa for this particular question. This particular concept I'm finna present to y'all right here. Let's run with the concept that we was all brought from Africa, right? How will we have the same religion as the white people? How? That doesn't make any sense. The only way that we would have the same religion as the white people is if the white people had forced it upon us and made us worship whatever religion they had. That's the only way us and the white people would have the same religion if we came from Africa. If we came from Africa, we would not have the same religion as the white people. So that right there, that point alone right there as a child, I was like, hold up, why do we have the same? Because I used to go to the white churches. And I used to be like, hold up. They talking about the same. Because when I went to the white church, I thought I was going to hear something different than what they was talking about in the black church. I'm like, okay, they should have a different, as black people, we should have what we believe in, obviously, should be something different than what these people that enslaved us and all that should be believing in. We should have a whole different thing going on, right? They saying we came from Africa and all that. The Africans wouldn't have been into the same thing the fucking Europeans was into. That doesn't make any sense. Why would we be into the exact same religion? Doesn't make any sense. We don't speak Latin. Why would we be into the same religion as the white people? I always thought that as a kid. Like, why are we into the same religion as them? That doesn't make any sense. If they had us as slaves, somebody lying about something. Either we were not slaves, or they forced their religion upon us. It's one or the other, one of those two. Because it doesn't make sense that we came from Africa and ended up with the exact same, excuse me, we came from Africa, but we ended up with the exact same religion as the people that enslaved us. That doesn't make any sense. How did that happen? The only way I can think that it happened was the Europeans forced the religion upon the slaves and made the slaves believe in their religion. So in my mind, that's why it's so many black people that are Christians, because they were somewhere down the line, their lineage was forced into thinking that they had to follow this religion because this was the religion that the white people were following. So it's like a coon stance. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna follow this because this is what the white people following type shit. It's like some coon shit on the low. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't fuck with that. You know what I'm saying? I don't fuck with none of that. I don't believe there's no God in the sky and all that. I don't believe in that. I think if your concept is maybe, because kind of how I look at it is, maybe if you think God is the combination of everybody, all living things put all in one pot, that's God. Maybe if that's your concept, then I believe in that. I believe that all living things are connected in some way, some form, some fashion. All living things are connected. That's what I think. I think that connection is what we calling God. I think that's what a lot of people is calling God. But I don't think that's necessarily God. I think that's just the connection that we all have as living things. You know what I'm saying? If you want to call it God, so be it. You know, but it being an actual little man in the sky, you know, that's taking notes on the things you do good, things you do bad, I don't think that's a thing for real. And I don't even think that's what the Bible meant. I don't even think it meant that to be a thing like that. I think that's all allegory. That's all short stories trying to get you to understand something. It's like trying to teach you a lesson about something. So it's telling you a short story to teach you that lesson. That's what the Bible is. It was never meant to be worshipped and all that, like a God and all that. All those are different stories to make you a better person. That's why some people get into the Bible real tough and they become a better person. Because a lot of those stories, that's what it's meant to do. It's meant to tell you a story to encourage you to be better, to be great. That's why I say the Bible is not a bad book. You'll never hear me say the Bible is a bad book. Oh, it's a horrible book. You should never read it. You'll never hear me say that. Because I think it's one of the greatest books ever written. Look how long, look how much power, look how long it's been going. Look how much power it got over the people and all that. It's an amazing piece of work. And I think you should, whether you believe in the God concept or not, I think you should definitely read the Bible. You know what I'm saying? But as far as it being history and being true and being something you should worship and all this type of shit, I don't believe in none of that. I think that's all like that's like a slave mentality. Cause that's when you adopted that mentality, is when you were a slave. That's when you adopted the mentality that you need to follow some God and all that. You adopted that from being a slave. You see what I'm saying? As far as what I know, our people, our African bloodline, they didn't worship no God. They worshiped the weather and shit like that. The different changes in the weather. They didn't necessarily worship a God per se, you know. So if you want to be in the whole, I don't even believe in the whole spiritual thing. I don't believe in none of that. None of the spooky, I'm spiritual, not. I hate when people even say that. I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. That's the same thing. You just trying to escape being called religious or whatever. Just like the Israelites, they don't like being called Christians, but they Christians. That's a Christian. You reading the same Bible. You study. You follow Christ. You follow the Christ concept. You a Christian. You just don't want to be called. It's like everybody want to be. They want to escape being called a Christian. They want to escape. They want to worship the God thing, but they don't want to be labeled somebody that worship the God thing. It's kind of weird. It's like why do they run from that title so much? You claiming that you fuck with that, so claim so fuck with it. Quit running from it and all that. A lot of people claim they fuck with that, but they run from it. They don't want to be called a Christian, like the Israelites. The Israelites will get mad if you call them a Christian, but you a Christian. You just calling it some other shit because you don't want to be called a Christian for whatever reason. You don't want to be connected to the slave owner shit because you know that's the real reason. It's because you know that's the slave owner religion. And if you got to come up with your own little version of it. That's what the Israelite stuff is. Like their own little version of the Christian. We got to come up with our own little version because we can't be connected to the white boy stuff. So we got to come up with our own little version of it. But we still Christians. They won't say they Christians though, but they really still Christians though. They just came up with a different little version for black people. That's what the Israelite stuff is. It's just another little religion. All that stuff is religious stuff. It's trying to get you to follow it. I don't follow nobody. I don't follow even the what they call it, the Illuminati talk and all that. The Illuminati talk and the Mason talk, all that talk and all that. The secret society talk, all that's religious belief. All that stuff is trying to get you to follow a thing. Oh, follow me. Oh, they tell you about the Illuminati. They trying to get you. It's a scare tactic. Oh, I'll tell you how to dodge the Illuminati. Oh, if it's a secret society. Oh, we know this secret thing that you don't know. Oh, you got to, if you don't be careful with this secret thing, we know. You know what I'm saying? It's all trying to get you to follow some bullshit thing or whatever. Everybody trying to get you to follow their thing and all that. You know what I'm saying? It's all about being a follower. That's why I don't blend well with it. That's why I don't mix good with religion or even that concept of being a follower. That don't mix well with my thought process. Is being a follower, following another person. Because I think too highly of myself. Thank you. I appreciate my DNA, my pops and my mom. Because whatever mixture they conjured up, they made it to where I'm real self-confident of myself. You see what I'm saying? I think very highly of myself. So whatever they did, whatever they little mix-up was to create me, they created a person that thought very highly of themselves. You see what I'm saying? So I appreciate that from them, and I thank them for that. I don't thank no God or nothing like that because it was my parents that created me. It was no God. I hate when people say that too. Well, God created you. That ain't true. Ain't no God created you. That's a lie. You can't just flat out lie to me and I'm going to agree with it. Ain't no God created you. Your parents created you. So when people say, oh, it was God that created you, it was not. It was your parents. Your mother and your father created you. And they say, well, who created them? They mother and they father created them. Then they say, well, who created them? They mother and they father created. See how that works? It just goes on and on like that. As far as there being a first human that created, we don't know nothing about that. We can just say we don't. If we being real and being honest, we say we don't know. That's the real answer. The real answer is we don't know. That's the real answer. If you saying anything other than that, you kind of just either following somebody else's concept or you lying to yourself. Because the real answer is we don't know. We don't know how the first human, or if even there was a first human. We don't know none of that. If we really knew, think about it. If we really knew, why would we be having all these different arguments about how it began? We would know. There would be a solid thing that we know. Oh, okay, we know this happens. Woo. We know how a human is created. We know that. How can we know that? We do know that. We know that two humans have sex. The man implants his seed into the egg. The egg is fertilized. We know the whole process. We know it. We know exactly how it works and everything. How can we know that? How can we know that process of how a human is created? But then on the back end, we can say, well, no, God created people. But how that don't go? That don't know. That don't add. The math ain't mathing. That don't add up to what we know. We know that ain't no God created the human. We know how the human was created because we've seen the process happen over and over and over and over and over again. We've seen it. We've seen babies born in the hospital. We know when we hit the girl from the back, we injected our shit in and we knew she was gonna get pregnant. We knew. We know this. We know how it works. So you can't tell us that no God created us. We know that didn't happen. It was a human that created us. It was our mother and our father. That's who created us. That's your creator. So all this, the creator, no, that's not the creator. You lying. You taking away the power from your mom and your dad. You really disrespecting it. When you say the creator and you're not talking about your mom and your dad, you really disrespecting your mom and your dad. Be 100% honest with you. Be 100% honest. When you say the creator, when you say, the creator, I'm talking about the creator. But you not talking about your mom and your dad, you really disrespecting your mom and your dad. Because your mom and your dad is literally your creator. Facts. Nowhere around it. You can't debate that. Nothing. Your mom and your dad is your creator for every last human on the planet. Nowhere around it. Your mother and your father is your creator. Not any God or any of that. 100%. That's a fact. That's an undebatable fact. There's no. That's the only way to math the math is if you agree that your mother and your father created you. You know what I'm saying? The math don't math anywhere. You can't math your way around that. You see what I'm saying? What's YP? Huh? YP? What you talking about? I don't know. What is YP? White people? No, they say the short for white people is YT. I think they do. I think they do YT. Is how they say white people for short. I don't know what YP is. I kind of want some breakfast and shit, but I need to fast for a little bit on the cool. I need to fast for like a day or so because I've been eating too much bullshit. So I need to just not eat for like a day. And kind of like get all this bullshit out of my system, let it flow through my system and get up out of there before I put some more shit on top of it. We be eating too much. As humans, we eat too goddamn much, really though. You really don't need to eat all like that. Really, you can eat like one meal a day and be good. Eat one meal, maybe eat a couple snacks, like healthy type snacks. But eat one meal as far as like, like a whole meal. Do that like once a day. That's really all you need as a human. You don't need no 3 meals a day and all that. That's really too much. Unless you doing some type of job where you doing some physical labor, then you might need those calories because you burning calories. So you might need to eat a lot if you doing some type of job where you just, going hard all day like that. You probably will need to, eat a lot. But other than that, if you just doing regular type shit, you ain't doing no super duper warehouse work, lifting a bunch of stuff, loading trucks, unloading trucks, doing a moving company and that type of stuff. 1 meal a day will do it. Humans just overdo everything. We gotta overdo everything. 3 meals is crazy, really, when you think about it. That's too much. You could probably just eat dinner and be good. And that's it. Don't eat no breakfast. Don't eat no lunch. Just eat dinner. And I'm saying all this because I'm manifesting it for my damn self too. Because here lately I've been eating like a damn pig. So I got to get back to eating just 1 meal. I used to do that, eat 1 meal a day. I ain't gonna lie, I pig out for that 1 meal though. I pig out for that 1 meal, but it works too. If you trying to like lose weight, that's what be making people fat. They eat too goddamn much. Half the time. it don't necessarily be what you eat all the time. I mean, it's that too, but I'm saying a lot of times it just be the fact that you just eating all the goddamn time. You eating breakfast, lunch, dinner, and for all them meals you eating a big meal. You eating a big breakfast, a big lunch, a big dinner. Then you snagging in between and all that. So it's just too much food going into your body every day. And then your body not even processing all that. So it's 10-15% of that is staying with you in your intestines and all that. So they just eating all this stuff all the time. That's why it's good to fast every now and then. So your body can kind of like circulate that shit up out of there. It's easier said than done. Fasting is hard because your body get used to eating so much, eating so much or eating at a certain. It's called muscle memory. That's why at lunch, sometime at lunch you start feeling like you hungry. You probably not even hungry for real. Your body just used to eating at that time of day. So the muscle memory is just making you want to eat something. You probably not even hungry and shit. It's muscle memory. So you can train yourself out of that too. Just like you train yourself to, just like your muscle memory been trained to think you're supposed to eat at noon or whatever time. You can also reverse it. You can train, if you just stop eating at that time every day and do that for a long period of time, then, or not even just super long period of time, but for a certain amount of time, now your muscle memory is going to be, I don't eat at that time. You see what I'm saying? So you can pretty much train your muscle memory to do different shit too, though. It ain't got to be stuck on whatever it's stuck on. All you got to do is consciously, consciously do a different thing. And then eventually your body will adapt to whatever the new thing is. It's kind of like how you have to, when you go in some stores, you got to pee. Like, damn, every time I come in Walmart, I got to pee. Because your body, for some reason, as growing up, when you went to Walmart, you always went to go pee. You always went to the little bathroom in the front. So now your muscle memory, every time you walk in there, you see the Walmart lights. It's all familiar. Now, when you hit that familiar point, now you got to pee. Because now your body is connected to your muscle memory. So when you hit Walmart now, all of a sudden you got to pee now. Like, damn, every time I come in this motherfucker, I got to pee. You be thinking that's your muscle memory. And you really do have to pee. Because now your body is trained to think you got to pee every time you come in Walmart. So you can use that muscle memory for good, too, for different stuff. That's how people learn, that's how you learn all that. That's why Jordan is so good at basketball. That's why, they train themselves. They train their muscle memory to know, when I'm at at the three, excuse me, when I'm at the three, I can use this amount of force. It's train they body to train and know when a shot gonna hit. They know when that shot gonna land. They know when it's a familiar setup. That's all muscle memory. What's YP? I don't know. McGuire? I don't know. My dude. I know I need it. I want to eat some shit, but then I want to fast too. I don't even need to eat nothing. That's the bad part. You can probably just doing it because it's morning time, is it? And then they were saying that them two young men that did all that wild shit. Somebody was saying they too young to get the death penalty. I don't think so. I think you gotta be 21 to get the death penalty. I think one of them was 21 and one of them was 24 or something like that. I could be wrong. I'm not a big fan of the death penalty. I'm not. However, I don't know. In this particular case, I don't know, man. I think life in jail is worse than the death penalty, though. I think if you never get to leave jail ever, I'd rather die. I'd rather die than just stay in jail forever. So I don't even know if that's a better punishment. To be 100% honest. When you in jail, you basically dead to the world. So it's kind of like you got a death sentence. No, if you in there for the rest of your life, it's kind of like you got a death sentence anyway. I don't know, but I be feeling like these youngsters be crashing out and shit. I don't know why. It's like, I don't know. I guess people just different. People think different. Cause me, I don't want to go to jail for shit. I don't even want to do a couple of days, much less years and all this type of shit. I be mad when I be in that bitch for a day or two. When I done got arrested for some bullshit and be in that bitch for a day or two, I be mad with my feelings like a bitch. Then I'm gonna go do life. And for what I understand, one of the youngsters turned himself in. I guess it wasn't no other, when you think about it, but it's like, I don't know, why? I don't know if I would turn myself in. I'm not in their shoes, so I can't really say what I would do. But I don't think I would have turned myself in. I would have probably just gone bang out with the laws. Fuck it. You done already did too much. You done killed the baby and all that. You might well just bang out with the laws. That's probably what I do. I just bang out with the laws. Fuck it. I don't want to go sit in no cell for life. I don't want to sit on no death row. I done murdered this child and all that. Oh, nah. I don't even want to live at this point. I done murdered the child. I don't even really want to live. I'm going to bang out. I'm going to bang out with the law. That's probably what I would do in that little situation. Just went out like that and that's how the news story would have went. Oh, he's at the They got him trapped off in the corner store. He's back behind the wood. They having a shootout. It be some shit like that fucking with me. Cause I ain't going at this point. I done already did, killed the baby. You probably gonna do life or get death sentence. All this different stuff. Fuck it. I'm not finna go sit in no cell. You gonna have a hard, and then you go to jail. You gonna have the hardest time in jail. You done killed the baby. Ain't nobody gonna fuck with that. You done killed the baby. So your jail time not only is gonna be you in jail, but you finna have a hard time in that bitch. So you finna have a horrible, not only is you finna do life, but you finna have a horrible life. You finna have hell, your hell is finna be on earth. So you finna have hell on earth. I'd rather just go home, shit. I had gone end it. I was just banged out. Fuck it. I'm finna just crash. You crashed out already anyway. Go on, just crash. Continue to crash out. I don't know if I would have went and turned myself in, though. I don't even think that would have been on the table. At this point, you done did too much. Damn, man. Then the baby mama, she was on there. She on there mad in a bit. She like, yeah, this, that, and the third. Ooh. And they say that she said that the baby had just got dropped off. Like, just got dropped off. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said that the baby had just got dropped off with him. As soon as she got dropped off with him, that happened. Damn. Shit, I only get to see my baby on well, no, I could see him. It's kind of hard though, cause I ain't really got no. I'm still bouncing around and shit. I gotta give me a spot so I can fucking have my kids over there and shit. Right now, I just get to talk to him on video phone for the most part. I think that's why that was so big to everybody because as a baby, that's why everybody was in their feelings and all that because of the baby. These niggas be smacking each other every day, and nobody don't really give a fuck. I mean, we give a fuck, but I'm saying, that's like trying to stop. That's like putting a bunch of pit bulls in a cage together and trying to stop them from fighting and shit while you ain't looking. They gonna be fighting. I hate that it gotta be with guns and shit. And the guns ain't, people say they should fight it out and all, they should just throw hands and fight it out. They should, but that's long gone. The reason why people ain't gonna fight, it ain't always because they pussy. They ain't gonna fight because they don't know if the other person is gonna fight or not. You see what I'm saying? So they gonna shoot because the other person, they don't want to be it's kind of like a draw. It's kind of like a draw, 10 paces and then draw. They want to be the first person to shoot because they know the other person is gonna start shooting too, and they right. They not necessarily wrong. And in a lot of the cases, the shit don't stop with the fight. It may start off as a fight, but then it goes to the shooting. So a lot of times people just be like, okay, we're gonna go to the shooting anyway. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna pop that off in the first, at the front end. That's how a lot of people look at it. And they not always wrong with that. You may be out here trying to think you being honorable and all that, trying to fight a nigga and all that, and get shot. And you trying to be honorable and be the, oh, I'm gonna do the fighting thing. I'm gonna be the honorable one. I'm gonna do the fighting thing. We gonna stand up like men and fight. And then pop, 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 they pop you and shit. So you trying to be honorable and fight and all that and get shot. That's why motherfuckers don't really fight. It ain't necessarily that they pussy and can't fight and all that. It's more because they know the other motherfucker ain't finna be trying to fight. You know what I'm saying? Or even if they do try to fight, it's still gonna end up leading to the shooting and shit anyway. So that's really why don't be that many more fights and all that. That's really the real reason. It's probably some pussy niggas out there, some pussy shit, but I'm saying for the most part, I think it's just people, they trying to survive. They want to survive. They shit. They don't want to die in this fight and all that. So they gonna try to shoot first. That's how a lot of that be. It don't necessarily be, oh, they pussy, they ain't want to fight. So they start shooting. Nah, not necessarily. They didn't necessarily want to win the fight either and beat the dude up, and then then they start shooting. You know what I'm saying? Because it go like that too a lot of times. Whoever get beat up, they'll start shooting and shit. So what if you beat the dude up? You might not want to get in a fight with him, because you know if you beat him up, he going to want to shoot at you. You know what I'm saying? So they always, because they, the person is pussy or whatever. Sometimes that be a chess move to not fight or not get into no violent shit. Not even sometimes. All the time, that's a chess move. To not get in no bullshit. That don't mean you pussy. That mean you know how to play chess. The nigga that's getting into it all the time and all that, that's the one gonna end up in jail or dead. That don't want to be pussy. Oh, I'm not. He want to prove to everybody he ain't pussy and shit. Oh, I ain't never going. This, that, and the third. Okay. Your ass better be going sometime. Sometimes you gotta just every now and then, I ain't saying be no hoe, but sometimes you gotta let shit go. Sometimes you can't always just want to react on every goddamn thing and all that. Let some shit go. Like this one chick told me one time. Let some people think they got to win. Let them think they won. Fuck it. Even if you might have the ups, still just let them think they won and shit. It'll turn out better for all parties. I'm finna get off her though. I've decided to go and feed my fat ass face instead of not feeding my fat ass face. So I'm finna go and make that happen. And shit, I'm gonna go from there. Appreciate y'all fucking with me. Shout out to Arthur Gregoire for speaking in the comments. I'll be back a little later. Deuces.